video, I'm going to share with you all about how I took out my braids and revived my hair and got it back to being bouncy and silky and moisturized, and how it is now. So if you'd like to see all of my tips and tricks for that process, please keep watching. As you know, in September I had braids. I got them at the end of August and I took them out the beginning of October. Now the first thing I'm gonna say is that I would recommend you only keeping your braids in for 4 weeks, especially if your hair is like mine. I have a softer hair texture and it's very fine, so at about the 4-week mark I could start seeing that I was getting breakage where the parts were, and that wasn't any fault of the stylist who did my hair. That was simply because I had so much new growth that when I would wash it or manipulate it and style it, all the hair on the parts of the braids where they were like coming out and it was getting very fuzzy. So I would recommend only keeping in braids for about 4 weeks. I kept it in a week longer because I knew I was going to be outside at an event and I don't want to have to deal with all the new growth that I have. So I am relaxed. My last relaxer was, I believe, in late May, early June, or maybe the beginning of May. It was sometime in May. So it's been quite some time since I've had a relaxer. I tried to stretch my time out between relaxers to be at least 3 to 4 months, just because I was natural for so long that I know how to properly straighten my roots. And so it doesn't make sense for me to over process my hair and get it done every 2 months. So keep that in mind. But I would say when you go to get your braids done, you should have a decent amount of hair growth. So I would get braids like a month before you want to get a relaxer, so that you don't have too much new growth, but you have enough to where your hair is not pulling. Now, I want to talk about any hair loss that I had with braids. So, and I'm gonna go through my routine to tell you guys how exactly I took out my braids to minimize breakage and shedding and all that. But so normally when your hair is free like this, they say that you lose about 100 strands a day, which I think is exaggerating a little bit, but who knows? I don't count all the hair that I lose. So when you do go to take out your braids, you will have a bit of hair coming out, but that's just shedding, especially if it's coming directly from the root. It's not necessarily breakage, but I did lose some parts of my edges, and that is a fault of my own. So I didn't go into my stylist with a picture of how I wanted my braids. I know a lot of people do that when they're getting box braids and they like to leave their edges out, but I wasn't really thinking of that. I just knew that I didn't want to have all of my hair braided, so she did leave out a little bit of my edges, but I did experience a little loss right in this area. If you look at this side of my hairline, this side looks a little fuller, and I experienced a little loss right in that section there. I remember what happened. I had a braid right there that was hanging on, and I was starting to get hair bumps. And it was just really alarming me, and I was over it, and they were probably about 4 strands of hair, and so I pulled them out. So yes, don't be like me. Don't pull your hair out. If anything, just take your braids out. And towards the end, when I started getting more new growth, especially around the perimeter of my hair, I would have braids that would start twisting, and that just caused added tension on my scalp. So I did start taking some of the braids out right here, and I would just tuck them behind my ear. So don't be like me. If anything, take the whole braid out. Don't just pull strands out, because you'll be left with an edge like that, which isn't horrible looking, and I keep my hair over it, but I didn't have to do that. So yeah, when it was time for me to take out my braids, I wanted to make sure that I found a process that would allow me to properly detangle my hair and prevent my hair from breakage and even more shedding. So I took out my braids row by row, starting with the back, and I took them out by first just cutting them to about right here. My hair comes to about right here, so I knew that I wouldn't be cutting my own real hair. And then I just unbraided them, and one thing that really helped was to unbraid both sides of the braid and just start combing down the length of the fake hair, just to make sure that it's not further tangling. And then when you got the entire braid out, I would use a fine tooth comb. I don't know if this is technically recommended, but this is what I did and it really worked for me. And I would take the section of hair that I just removed from the braid and I would comb it through with this fine tooth comb. Reason being, especially in my perimeter, in the front, she used a lot of gel to actually braid my hair to help it look sleek and neat. So I did have a little bit of buildup with the braids that were around my perimeter. So going through it with a fine tooth comb helped me to actually remove that dirt and grease and other whatever else was in there, and also remove the hair that had shed. So I would recommend doing this through each section of braid that you take out, and then go through with a wide tooth comb, you know, in larger sections. This is gonna help prevent your hair from getting massively tangled when you are washing it. If you wash it yourself in the shower or something, I've heard horror stories of people trying to wash their hair and they didn't properly remove all of the hair that came out during the shedding process when they had their braids. So that's definitely important. And I knew to do that because I've worn weave in the past, like a decade ago, and that was one thing I always made sure to do. Okay, so after I got all of my hair out and it was very big and crinkly, I gave it like a day to rest, and then I went and washed my hair. I washed with my Redken All Soft shampoo. This is my favorite shampoo when I need a big lather and lots of hydration. I love it because there's tons of product in this bottle, and that was one thing I really wanted to do, was really thoroughly cleanse my scalp, because even though you can get to your scalp while your hair is in braids, it's not like you're getting a thorough cleanse. I would actually recommend first doing a clarifying shampoo, but I didn't have one, so I just went straight to my regular shampoo and did about 2 or 3 washes. I usually do 2, but because I knew I would have a considerable amount of buildup and grease in my hair from all the hydration that I put in, I really wanted to thoroughly cleanse my scalp. After that, I went straight into my deep conditioner, and I actually used 2 deep conditioners. I will post a picture of the other one that I have used up. Is the Shea Moisture Mafura oil and Manuka honey or something like that. That is like the best mask ever if you have natural hair. It's a very thick mask, and it's just perfect for coating your hair with lots of hydration. So I mixed that mask with this one, which is my favorite for my relaxed hair, and it is the Shea Moisture Mongongo and Hemp Seed Oils High Porosity Moisture Correct Mask. And I put both of these masks on my hair and twisted it up in like a bun, and I left it on for an hour. I got out of the shower, I resumed my normal activity. Now, if you guys have been watching previous hair care videos for the past like 6 months to a year on my channel, I pretty much stopped doing deep conditioners for an hour because I found a product that I do like a flash deep conditioner. But I knew that because I wasn't able to properly hydrate all of my hair like I would had it have been free, I knew that I was gonna need a deep conditioner for an hour. So I would highly recommend that, especially if you are relaxed. Your hair is just going to be so thirsty, but when you finally wash it out, it is going to be so soft. I wish you guys could feel my hair. I'm sure you can tell by me running my fingers through it. It's very bouncy and shiny, but it's so soft, and I was just, ooh, I was happy about that, because that's the biggest thing that I wanted. Of course, I want the health of my hair back, but I really wanted to make sure that my hair was soft and shiny. So after I did my deep conditioner and took it out, I went through my normal hair care straightening routine, which I will leave down below, my most recent updated one. I will say though that I had to use a higher heat, because what I actually did was I blow dried my hair the first day when I washed my hair, and then I let it sit for about 3 days because it was raining in Atlanta and I knew I wasn't gonna ruin my hair. So for about 3 days, I had my hair just blow dried out, which it gets fairly straight, and I just put it behind a headband and in a ponytail. So I find that if I don't blow dry and straighten right after one another, my hair is harder to straighten. I think it's because my hair is already hot from the blow drying process, and that aids with the heat of the iron, and I can get my hair silky straight. So using my flat iron, I actually had to use temperature number 35, and I usually do a 30, but for me to get my hair as flat as I like it, and you guys, this is 5 months post relaxer, like this is a pretty darn good job. So for me, I had to just up my heat, but I think that if I were to do my regular schedule of blow dry and then go right into flat ironing, I could have used 30. So definitely check out my flat iron straightening routine. I will leave that down below. And then after I was done, I just put a little of my Verb Ghost Oil on my hair. I wanted something to help tame the frizz and give it a little more shine and a little bit of this doesn't really give hydration, but it helps to coat your hair. And I knew we were moving into the fall season. Woke up today and it was like 50 something degrees. So this product worked really well. I switched between my Verb Ghost Oil and my Bedhead After Party, which I cannot find for the life of me. So that is why I used this. But this is the result. I slept last night with my hair in a bonnet. I went out yesterday, and this is my second day hair. So I hope my routine has helped you guys. I know that when I was first thinking about getting box braids, I was so worried about the health of my hair and breakage, because I tend to just do my hair like this month to month. I don't really do any protective styles, but it was really nice to be able to go swimming over the summer and be outside and not have to worry about roots and edges, and it was great. So I definitely think I will be going back to getting box braids at least once a year during the summertime. I think it's a great protective style that is easy because it's very low maintenance. So I will put my stylist information in the description box down below. She is located in Marietta, and she did a great job. I love my braids. I will definitely be back to see her. So if you guys have any more questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.